Good morning, ladies. How are you? This is Kiana Shaw, CEO of Lead Hership Academy and the founder of the I Choose to Be a Lady movement. And I'm coming to you today regarding one of the questions inside the questions thread that I posted. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you're checking out this video on YouTube, you could go to Facebook to the Mothers Raising Teen Daughters page and get caught up there. One of the questions was how to establish an open line of communication with our daughters. And so one of the things that I find is a hindrance to open communication is that they feel like they're going to get in trouble no matter what they say. They feel like no one's going to understand, no one's going to really get it. But more so than anything, they just don't want to be in trouble all the time for sharing their feelings, for sharing how they really feel, for sharing what they really think. And I think sometimes as parents, we get into the habit of saying, you know, this is how I'm raising you and your independent thoughts are unaccepted. And the reality is that, especially as our kids grow into their teen years, well, I won't even say then, just then, because even with my 2.5-year-old now, I have to be very careful of making her believe what I believe on everything, right? And just understanding that her doing it her way is not necessarily her doing it wrong, right? So, excuse the nasally sound. I'm a little sick, you guys. But one of the things that I always tell parents when I'm coaching families together is to have a journal that is a safe place. So basically, this journal is just for communicating back and forth. So where she may write, you know, Mom, a boy touched my butt and I liked it, or I let him touch my butt. It's a no judgment zone journal, right? So that means that even though as a mom, you might be like, oh, don't be letting these boys touch your booty, right? Excuse all the movement, I am driving. So even though as a mom, you may want to flip out, the journal is there so that she can share that with you. And you can respond with simply, thank you for sharing, right? Now, does that mean that you end it there? No, but it does allow you to walk away. Think about how, you know, and you can say in the journal, let's talk about this on Friday at 6 p.m. over ice cream. Let's talk about this on Friday, you know, over coffee, whatever the case may be. Let's talk before we go to, you know, basketball tryouts or whatever. And then you can talk about it then, but you have a few things, and you don't use the journal to tell her, you know, just how stupid it is. You just really, it's literally just allowing her to communicate with you, right? It's your maximum response shouldn't even be more than a paragraph, really more than a sentence, because you're really just letting her know that you receive what she's saying. And even if you're not happy, you just keep that to yourself for right now. You just want to let her know, I understand. I've been there before. That's a big one, because a lot of our kids think that we've never been through anything. They think that we don't know what it's like to have a guy touch our butt, right? And so to say, you know, I've been there before. I understand that. I get it. You know, your hormones are raging or whatever. Let's talk about this on Saturday before we go to Granny's. Simple as that. Now, another thing that we have to remember is that in this stage, our children are they're going from depending on you to establishing their independence, and what you need is interdependence with them, right? So where they don't need you to hold their hand anymore, she doesn't need you to, you know, come in the bathroom and wipe her, you know what I mean? Like, she's not a toddler. And so some things she's gonna want to try on her own. It's not always rebellion. Some of it is literally just exercising her own wisdom and making choices. Even if they're bad choices, you're there to correct them. But even if she makes bad choices, she needs to know that she can make the choice. She needs to know, you know, after she's made the choice, why it was bad, what she could have done better. I'm very big on making sure that kids know that, you know, we all have choices, and all of our choices, whether they're good or bad, have consequences. And so making sure that she knows that And then when she makes choices, giving her the consequences. And I wouldn't even call it punishment anymore. I would just say consequences, because that's the reality of it. And then, let's see, for interdependence with your teenager, because they already feel like they're still being treated like babies. And so sometimes it is a matter of, okay, I'm going to drop you off at the movies, and your responsibility, right, to this relationship, this is how we be interdependent. Your responsibility is to call me as soon as the movie is out. Let me know where you're standing so that I can come get you. Something as simple as that. It's literally just creating, sorry about all the movement, creating interdependence with your teenager. It might be when they go on a field trip with school, making sure that they understand, I need you to call me when you're leaving the place. Like, you have a cell phone, not just to communicate with your friends, not just to play video games, but I need you to call me when you are leaving the venue, so that I can start making sure that I'm making my way to the school to pick you up, or wherever the meeting place is, right? And so creating interdependence. If you have older teenagers, 17, 18, this is a good time to start letting them help you with the bills. Not paying the bills, right? Not like, I'm not saying take their allowance or, their little job money. What I'm saying is you laying the bills out and saying to them, okay, so here is our budget, and here is what I make this work. That's a great way to start getting interdependence with them, because they need to know that literally money does grow on trees, but it's not formed there, right? Like, it got to be pressed. You got to earn it. You have to, spend it wisely. And so when we teach our kids, this is our bills. This is what it is. This is what we have to spend. This is what we need to save. This is what we need to put aside for the car. This is what we need to put aside for your gym membership if you're in sports and, need to lift weights. We could take this gym membership money and we could start building, your own gym in the garage, slowly but surely. Like, there's all kind of ways to get them involved and teach them the power of correctly managing their money. So hope this helps you. Feel free to email me questions, coachkiana@gmail.com, or you can join in the group Mothers Raising Teen Daughters. We're glad to have you there. Make sure that when you come, you invite 3 friends who would benefit from that. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.